Well, it's early morning, and it's about 11:15. Just getting up. I like to read a very important, very important writing here. I wrote this on February 4th, 2011 at 12:02 a.m. It's called "Reading is of Vital Importance." So sitting by my laptop, I realized something that a friend spoke to me that reading is of vital importance. I think that sometimes we fail to grasp concepts and other ideas because we lack the innate capabilities, but I think the opposite. I think that we fail to grasp concepts because we haven't been taught them. What also is interesting is that people need to be more approachable and more consistent in understanding. When a person learns, they are not only expanding their minds, but they are benefiting society. First, people need to understand why reading helps expand the mind. I think that reading expands the mind by allowing for people to accept and learn new things through constant repetition. I also believe that people can expand their minds by allowing for things to happen through reading, like going on an adventure or learning about ancient history. What amazes me is that people fail to realize that reading is such an important thing to do because it opens the doorway to not only the mind's new neuronal connections, but it helps a person grow. I also believe that society needs to train its children that reading is something that needs to be mastered in order to help one's own mind better in tune to the world around it. So what we have several things going on. We have an amazing opportunity to not only help ourselves, but to help other people in understanding about reading, knowledge, philosophy, and other things. So what we need to do is we need to just recognize the fact that sometimes life in general throws us curveballs, it throws us different things, but we just gotta adjust. We gotta do what we gotta do. So that's just my take on the whole reading thing, and I hope you get a kick out of that one. Here's another some of my notes that I've been writing on Facebook lately. I feel that Facebook is quite the important series of different things. One of the notes that I really worked on a long time ago, back in the day. Let's see what we got here. Just looking through some of the notes I've written over 500 notes on Facebook, and let's see. This one on business that I wrote. This was written on December 14th, a Tuesday, 2010. It's called "Business Should Be About Purpose." This morning I woke up and realized that there are several reasons why the modern day businesses that are failing. First, the communication is lacking. Second, the business is failing because people are not motivated. And lastly, people are primarily searching for new places to work. By having all these elements, business will fail. In this essay, I will hypothesize that if business changed and had a purpose, then things would be different. What is purpose? Purpose to me is having the ability to be able to be understanding and able to adjust to different clientele, meaning that the business is able to swing with the punches. Also, business is required to be a purposive thing because of the fact that people are meant to do what they are supposed to do. Next, business is a primarily and secondarily customer-focused entity. If customer isn't happy, then no one is happy. In order to please the customer, business must be representative of the customer's needs. For instance, in the computer industry, Mac and Windows serve the customer's needs by providing an amazing service. And lastly, I think that change is inevitable. The reason why I believe this is that if business is not able to develop, innovate, and change, it will falter and fall behind. More majority of people need to realize that innovation is key, but it must be regulated and looked at. Let's see what other notes I got here. I always try to write poetry and other things. I try to keep on top of the times. Here's one. Let's see. This is one about government policy I wrote November 5th, 2010, stating my beliefs on the government. I firmly believe in the idea of a majoritarian rule, meaning that people have the opportunity and the right to develop and come to the appropriate conclusion of how government should be run. There are several reasons why I believe this. First, the government is there to not only serve but also to protect individuals. Secondly, a government's sole responsibility is to help individuals to grow as a nation. And lastly, a government is supposedly the most powerful thing in the land, therefore it is right of it to do what is right. There are many flaws with today's government. The majority of people today believe and have shown in this current election that the government needed a major change. By changing and developing a new and stronger GOP base, the government, in this author's opinion, will be better for it. I also believe that the United States will be one of the greatest nations on earth for when the people start believing and start understanding what the government is there for. And finally, I personally believe that the government will be victorious. Another essay that I wrote is called, let's see, this was written a long time ago. Trying to find another essay here for you guys. Let's see. I know a lot of YouTube is ineffectual in terms of creating the momentary spark of inspiration and spark of knowledge. So I'm trying to search hard here for another new essay. Alright, let's see if we can find one here. Wrote so many notes, a lot of this poetry on Facebook, that it's kind of hard for me to find these so-called essays, but I'm just searching hard. Let's see if I can lock up here. See what's going on. I'm back to the old school. We're far back here. It's about 2009 now. Trying to search. This was on Facebook since the inception back in, I think, 2003. So I got a lot of notes. Let's see if I can find something here. There we go. This was written October 7th, 2009. It's called In Remembrance of Reagan. This is, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to inform my intention to learn and be frank about the current situation at hand. We as a nation are growing up to be sheep for the steeple rather than being humanistic and being free of idea and action. Living the dream and learning how to be free of thought, action, and ideas is to be above what we are meant to do. As time passes upon us, each and every day we are faced with problems and with solutions. These solutions, as my fellow Americans and constituents must know, is to be understanding and be above others by knowing and learning each and all of the policies. Policy, when provided in order to not only help but to give a person a more free society, is guaranteed to do justice. Justice is the act of not only doing what is right when it is called for, but in doing what a person needs to do. Greatest person to walk this earth gave us his life. He gave us his soul to be a representative towards how we should live. My fellow Americans, I put it to you to do what is right at all times and to do justice. If a person is a criminal, send them to justice. If a person is going to be doing what is wrong and what is not suitable for societal needs, then don't allow them to do that. The greatest men and women to walk this earth stood for rights, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We as a nation must rise again to become better for life. We also must be great by being the best. To be the best, a person must not only be better than another person, but they must know what is to be done. The allowance to socialize anything is a problem. When people are suffering internally more than externally, there are problems. We need not to only justify our actions, but we must be able to stand by them. Sometimes we are forced to allow others to stand there and do wrong in our faces. We must be Americans, one nation, united. Democracy by the people, for the people, and through the people is the strongest form of government. When the people are able to stand together as a group, not divided by philosophy, but united in humanity. Conservatism versus liberalism is two separate things. We must understand that these ideologies are just those ideologies. We believe that I believe that people must be united together to form better laws, amendments, and other bills in order to justify their actions. Congress in this country's history was the most legislative branch in the world in the world's history. Now Congress has become weakened. My fellow Americans, I believe America. In America, I believe we can rise to the occasion again. God bless the US of A, thick and thin. See if I can find one more essay here and then I'll end this. Let's see, hold on one second. One more essay. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, trying to find a lot of stuff here for you guys. I'm gonna recommend it that I put more on here. Let's see here. I'll find something good here. Here's one more. Respond to criticism, stereotyping, and patriotism. As an American citizen, I am proud of this fine United States of America. I believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I love this country as a person of belief in hope, prosperity, and honor. Stand up for yourselves and live the life of compassion and embrace freedom, democracy, and ideals. In order for this fine nation to become even better, people must rise to the occasion. They must grow in hope and power by believing not only having selfish ideas such as capitalistic thinking, but by having altruistic ideas such as being generous and helpful towards others. We need to establish ourselves as being people of not only faith but morality. I live my life trying to preach about having fire in ourselves, having the courage to do what we believe is right. We must be able to do more than what we are capable of. We must learn from our mistakes, become more creative and more knowledgeable. Rather than doing everything we can that is right or wrong, we must become appreciative of what we have. Some of the greatest leaders that this fine nation has developed have been people who have faith, hope, courage, integrity, and understanding. Be the best at what you can be. The greatest presidents, legislators, judges, and other political leaders have been people who have justice and considered the importance of the U.S. Constitution. Give it the benefit of the doubt by allowing for the document to give one hope for freedom. We as a nation need to be a people of courage. We need to be strengthened, whether it be by God or whoever. Never allow for yourself to be taken in by the propaganda of this here government machine or mass media. Read the literature of the great men and women of this here country. If you read and watch the mass media of the national syndicate, you will be forced into buying and selling yourself. Becoming one's best is an ideal and ambition that we must all strive for. As the great ones say, lead from the front and all will follow. In that if you are able to be courageous and are able to be free of ideas and thoughts that you have derived from experience and new knowledge, you will be above the masses. Freedom and ideology are important. Learn from oneself and one brother or sister by respecting, not hating. Give one the benefit of the doubt to teach, and one will become able to be free of idea, thought, and life. In summation, I believe in freedom of thought and freedom of idea. Allow for oneself to become better rather than worse. Once it comes to anything that is false or fraudulent, they are foolish and they are allowing for themselves to fail. Rise to the occasion to be better than most by doing everything that you can. In order to be the best or number one, you have to be not only yourself by challenging yourself, but by understanding the rewards will come to you. Live for yourself, your brother, sister, and your family by being the best person you can be. That, my friends, are some essays that I've written a long time ago. I hope you enjoyed my reading of them. I hope you've also learned quite a bit about this country, about reading, and about several other things, especially the government. Thank you.